Hi, it's Matthew Hote with Realty One Group in Scottsdale, Arizona, and wanted to take a minute to give you an update on what is happening with the real estate market. It is April 29, 2020, and we are just shy of 30 days into Arizona's stay-at-home mandate. We're on pins and needles to hear what the governor has to say because this is supposed to expire tomorrow, and everybody's waiting to hear on whether it's going to extend, whether we're going to partially open, or whether it's going to be a continuation of what we've seen so far. But one thing to keep in mind is Arizona's stay-at-home mandate is a lot more lenient than a lot of cities of our size. Part of that is because we're so spread out. We have the ability to walk the dogs around the neighborhood. We can bike around the neighborhood. We can go to parks and still stay socially distant from other people that a lot of cities can't do. So when we started this on March 30th, the first reaction for a lot of people was shock and disbelief as we went into a quarantine. That gradually progressed into boredom, which then progressed into clipper cutting our own hair because all of our services are closed. And it takes us to where we are right now, where a lot of people are realizing just how small their house has become. So people are venturing out, people are buying houses. Here's what we're seeing. There's two glimmers of hope happening right now. The first is the Cromford Market Index, which you've heard me talk about. That is a measure of the balance between supply and demand, and it kind of tells us where prices are going to be going in the near future. We saw a pretty sharp decline in that index for the last month, which is expected because the number of buyers out there decreased by almost 50%. So over the last couple of weeks, what we've seen is a flattening of that downturn of the Cromford Market Index. We were dropping at about 2.5 points per day, day after day. We're down to about 1.6 points per day that is dropping. So seeing that drop flatten out is very promising. We are still well above 100. We're at about 155 right now. And we have to be below 100, below 90 in fact, before we expect to see any real downward pressure on prices. So we're still in a seller's market. We're still expecting prices to increase, but we're not in the frenzied market that we started with back in February and the beginning of March. Now, the other glimmer of hope we're seeing is contract activity is up. We had a pretty steady downward trend here as the stay-at-home mandate went into place here. But over the last few weeks, we're seeing things go up. So 2 weeks ago, we went up to 1680 contracts written that week across Maricopa County. And then the week after that, 1973. So this is very promising. You know, we're seeing a lot more activity. As demand starts increasing, as the number of active listings, the inventory starts going down here a bit, we're going to get back to a much more normal market for us here in Arizona. So as things progress here, we'll keep you posted on what we see. And this is Matthew Hote with Realty One Group, asking you to stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy.